Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I want to talk to you guys about why the Glock 17 Gen 3 is number 2 on my must-have list. Okay, you must have this gun. Number 1 is the AR-15. Done a separate video on that. In this video I want to talk about number 2. A lot of times people will say that they shoot other guns better, including myself, right? This is not the most comfortable gun for me to shoot. However, there's a reason why this gun is number 2 on my must-have list. And the reason's right here in this box, right here. Okay, you see this box? See all that stuff in there? Okay, so that's all Glock parts. Okay, that's all parts for that G17. I have lots of other guns. I got SIGs, Berettas, Smith & Wesson. I don't have parts for any of the other guns. Okay, couple of reasons why I have parts for this gun and only this gun. Chief among them is right here, right? The polymer 80, right? P80, which is basically it's an 80% lower. You buy the lower, and then you finish it, and then you fill it with Glock Gen 3 parts. Okay, this is a significant reason why you should have the Glock 17 Gen 3 because of the polymer 80, right? There's lots of parts floating around out there, and also more important, right? There's lots of people that know how to fix the gun, right? Because I've actually, obviously, I have the P80s there. I have built them from scratch, okay? I've installed every single part of that gun. I've done it numerous times, right? You can see all those P80s over there. So I know how to build a P80 from scratch. I know how to P80. I know how to build a Glock from scratch, okay? I cannot say that about any other pistol, right? Even with an AR-15, I've done everything on an AR-15 except actually put the barrel on the upper receiver. The reason why I haven't messed with that is because you gotta have the right head spacing. You gotta have ways of measuring that. I never quite went that far. I usually just buy a complete upper with the barrel attached to the upper receiver. But with the P80s, right, which is basically the Glock 17 clones, I have built everything from scratch, right? Because the barrel is, it's just a drop-in barrel, so it's really easy to put the whole gun together. So I don't have this amount of knowledge for any other handgun or any other rifle, really. Because even with the AR-15, I'm not as knowledgeable on that or experienced on that as I am with the Glock 17 Gen 3. So even though I might shoot other guns better, because with this Glock, right, with this Glock 17 here, when I shoot this, I have to make a conscious effort to pull the trigger a little bit to the right as I shoot it to stay centered, right? I don't have to do that with a lot of other pistols. I don't have to do that with a 1911. With this, I have learned to shoot this, to squeeze the trigger in such a way so that the gun will stay centered. So it's a little bit more difficult to learn to shoot this gun well. Okay, so and also the grips on this gun, especially this Gen 3, I really hate these finger grooves that they have over here. But with the nice thing about the P80, right, the polymer 80 is straight, right? It actually has like a 1911 style grip. Okay, so I really enjoy shooting the P80s a lot more than the factory Glock 17, which is the reason why this one over here. The round count on this one over here is 90,000 rounds, and I hit that over the summer, and it kind of stopped at that point. It won't go much higher than 90,000 rounds because I no longer really use this. I use those guns. I like the P80s a lot more. But this gun tells you something about durability. Okay, this gun went 75,000 rounds before anything broke. Okay, it was all original factory parts, including the recoil spring. Okay. Now, I'll be the first to say that there was probably a little bit of luck involved there, okay? Because what happened at 75,000 rounds, the trigger spring broke, right? That little spring in the back over here. It broke at 75,000 rounds. That was changed. And then only 10,000 rounds later, it broke again, okay? So the first time it went 75,000 rounds. The second time it went up to 85,000 rounds, right? Another 10,000 rounds, and it broke again. So I think there was definitely a bit of luck in there that the first time it went that far. But the point is that it is a very durable gun. The part that broke, the most vulnerable part, which is the trigger spring, is very easy to fix. And what I did is I bought a 25 pack, right? I think they're like $2 or $3 per spring. So I just bought like 25 of them, you know, and then I got a few extras. So I got something like 30 trigger springs, you know, because I know that that's the most vulnerable part on this gun. But I got parts to completely, you know, I've got parts laying around to actually build another, you know, several more of these if I want to build them. Okay, that's how many parts I have sitting in that box over there. But that's not just me, right? That's a lot of people, right? Because the P80s are so popular, so a lot of people have both the parts and the knowledge. Okay, because knowledge is really important. Because let's say you come to me with a SIG 320, okay, or a Beretta 92, and you tell me that something broken, right? The trigger is no longer working, whatever. You know what? Even if you come to me with the parts, I mean, I've never you know, gunsmithed that gun. I don't know how to fix it. You know, with this, I'll know right away how to fix it. Okay, so and that's because of the P80s, right? Because of the P80s, people have developed the skills to be able to fix Glock Gen 3s, you know, Glock 17 Gen 3s really fast, you know, without much guesswork. Okay, so that's the reason why your number 2 gun is a Glock 17 Gen 3, and I don't care whether it's all original factory Glock, or if you build yourself, you know, a P80, that's fine. That doesn't matter. Okay, it's the same thing as far as I'm concerned. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, a P80 and the Glock 17, same thing. If anything, you know, if you don't have an actual Glock 17, I recommend that you get factory OEM parts, right? So if you're only going to have one of these P80s, right, and this is going to be your one and only gun, right, for, you know, for shit hit the fan, right, your one and only pistol, I would go all internal, you know, with the exception of the lower, everything else should be OEM from the factory, right, from Glock. If that's not the case, right, if you actually have a Glock 17, then by all means, yeah, get aftermarket parts. You know, this P80 over here, it's all aftermarket parts, okay? There is a difference, or there can be a difference, right? You know, I broke the firing pin just after 3,000 rounds on this, right? Now, the gun's up to like 8,000 rounds now, but you know, at 3,000 rounds, I broke the firing pin. You know, it wasn't a factory Glock OEM firing pin. After I replaced it, I've had no problems. But there can be a difference in quality if you're buying aftermarket parts versus OEM parts. So, you know, one of the things to keep in mind if you're building yourself a P80, you know, and if it's your one and only gun, yeah, absolutely go all factory parts. If it's your second or third or fourth gun, whatever, then just, you know, it's fine. You can play around with different parts. So I hope this video was enjoyable for you guys. If you're not a member of the channel, please subscribe. I'll talk to you guys soon.